Many of our thoughts are actually colonized. We like to think that we're such individual thinkers, but they've been planted. They've been planted from the very beginning by our culture, by this time that we happen to be born into, by whatever gender we happen to be born into, by whatever class structure we happen to be born into, by the parents that we got and the friends that we got and the experiences that we have. And all of these things lead us to think a certain way, but we can be led back out. And so I think a lot of the problems that we face are there because we think the world works in a certain way. We think it's always worked that way, and that's just reality, but that's not how it is. So there are deeply seated assumptions in that. For example, the idea that nature is made of inert matter, that everything around us is dead, that nothing is conscious, that in fact, animals maybe have consciousness. They're starting to recognize that, in the mainstream now. But definitely humans have it, right? So somehow the idea is that consciousness, it doesn't exist, and then all of a sudden, it blossoms in us, yay! And that's why we should be in charge of everything. Another assumption that leads out of that is that humans can and actually should control nature. We are embedded in this complex matrix of many whole systems, the system of air and water, right? Our own body, we can't even control something or understand things in our own body, let alone a planetary thing. So that's just incredible chutzpah. I think the idea that we can and should control nature is like, give me a break. So these are kinds of things that we examine. These are issues of education, right? Looking at the ways that we think, ideas that we have that are very widespread and just seem normal, but when you look at them a little differently, you see, well, wait a minute, I should really be questioning these. And these are pretty deep leverage points. Once you start questioning them, to me, it's a practice of liberation.